Now, a new way of capturing the memories of dementia patients is being used in Somerset.
Film students from Bridgwater are making DVDs with people before the condition takes a serious hold, meaning they have a true record of their personality and identity.
Here's our health correspondent Matthew Hill with his final report in our series on dementia.
It was really warm and I didn't realise it.
Everyone has a story, but for Rhys Granville, the memories of his life's passion, cricket, may be fading, but capturing them on video has meant the 89-year-old can now relive them.
Cricket. Yeah, I used to go quite often. My father introduced me to the cricket when he came home on leave, like, you know. And I always went to cricket. I was a member too for a while. As a matter of fact.
Residents of Somerset Care were captured on film by students. The idea is being evaluated by Exeter University to find out if there are therapeutic benefits. Media student is Jordan Wallace.
I think for Rhys, you could tell it really helped him. I mean, the overall aim of the project was so that he could try and remember things that he's forgotten. And even in asking him questions, he would remember things that you could tell by his face. He suddenly goes, oh, I remember this, and then he starts talking about it. And then from that, he'll start talking about more things, and you could tell it really helped him.
Storytelling is being encouraged throughout Somerset Care's residential homes so that memories can be captured before they fade. Centenarian Ivy Adler is one of 20 residents to have contributed their experience to a life storybook being promoted by these students.
Yeah, so what are your memories of the war?
Zeppelin was a German aircraft, but it went right through Livingston, where I used to live, and just level to the house, it seems. It was quite exciting at the time.
It's thought that being unable to recall memories is a main cause of agitation in dementia sufferers. So if this tool proves successful, it may be the case that stories become a mainstream therapy. Matthew Hill, BBC Points West, Bridgwater.
Well, joining us now is the Chief Executive of Somerset Care, Andrew Larpent. A very good evening to you.
Evening.
Now, you've led this idea. Just tell us how exactly it was. Is it the process of the patient doing the remembering in the first place, or is it more than that? Do you use the video back with them later?
We use it in all sorts of ways. I mean, it is the experience of creating the video which really helps to remind people of the lives that they've led, but also reminds people around them of the story behind the lives that have been led. So members of the family, and in our case with students, they're then able to have conversations with the older person about things that have happened in their lives, and it helps that whole process of dignity and personhood and keeping the personality alive after the memory has faded completely in some cases.
And it's particularly relevant where the inspiration for this came from, isn't it?
Well, it came from a number of places, really. It came from the experience that we had with our dear Mr. Harry Patch, who we looked after in Wells for the last 12 years of his life. And if you remember, he lived his story in his 11th decade after he became 100, and he became a celebrity during that time, an extraordinary phenomenon, really. But also it came about through a neighbour of mine in South Somerset, where we watched the experience of an older lady whose daughter lived in Sydney in Australia, and she created for her mother a DVD about mother's life for her mother's 90th birthday. And her mother watched that DVD every day of her life for the last 3 years.
So that very process of returning to it has been efficacious?
It has indeed. And
do you think it really slows the decline? Is it actually going to help people to that extent?
I think anything that we can do, if we recognise that dementia, the treatment of dementia is not a medical intervention that we need, it's a social intervention in many cases, to help people with whatever memory they've got left to still can retain their dignity and their self-respect. And this is a wonderful way to do that.
It is.
Indeed, it sounds like it. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much
for joining us.
Thank you.